Well, the communities now have a very important role in getting to net zero. If we think back over the course of the last 5-10 years, especially, the discussions around climate change and mitigating carbon emissions, getting to net zero, has largely been at a very high level. You know, the pie charts and the line charts about how each economic sector has to reduce its emissions. Well, now, especially with conferences like COP26 and all the other initiatives that we're seeing from the government and the financial community, the emphasis is now going to shift to the people that have to make the changes. So to this point, it's sort of high-level directives. Now it's getting down into, okay, how are we going to do this? The other emphasis has largely been on upstream producers of energy, for example, oil and gas companies, and other heavy industrial emitters in the economy. But ultimately, we can't exclude communities because at the end of the day, energy is about the way we live, work, and play. And communities consume energy, individuals consume energy, and so they cannot be left out of the equation. Communities have a super important role now in actually executing and getting us to net zero. Communities have a huge role in figuring out how to alter that live, work, and play paradigm. You know, to this point, we've seen communities and cities, for example, put in bike lanes and things like that, and that's all good. But to get to net zero, there's going to have to be a lot more thought put into how the city of the future, the community of the future is designed and adapted to achieving the goals that we've set out. Well, Quest has a huge role here in Canada. You know, reading the literature, you know, there's surprised to learn there's over 4,000 communities out there. And so the starting point is really to understand the diversity and the nature of communities across this vast land called Canada. So work, for example, in constructing what is called the archetypes, or understanding the different classification of communities. A northern community is very different from one that is a satellite to a big community in the south. And so understanding the differences and the needs of each, and then migrating into educational programs and answering questions and setting community level pathways to achieving net zero is going to be very important, because as I said, we're migrating down from the high level of big picture directives of getting to net zero down to action of, okay, how we're going to do it. And that necessarily involves the communities. Quest has a huge role to play in assisting those communities figure out how to take action to get to where we want to get to.